Smash Factor.
Ripping driver, going for it. Oh my goodness. How about that tee shot?
That is crazy how far that is.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
That's an aggressive line. That is beyond long.
Look at this, he's just driven the green. He has just driven the green.
I guess hello world, huh?
Welcome everybody to the Smash Factor, week 21 on the 2021-2022 PGA Tour season. WGC Match play in Austin, Texas. Man, with that whole TPC delay, then we get Valspar, so we had, Tuesday, Wednesday, really that was it. Salary came out late Tuesday or mid-afternoon Tuesday. Then you kind of get that tournament. Now this one ends on time. Everything was fine with Valspar, but rolling in Monday, and you have until basically tomorrow night to get everything knocked out with, I think it's about a 9 o'clock Central start down in Texas. So not horrible, especially East Coast should be 10:20. You could flirt a little bit Wednesday, but definitely want to make sure you have everything lined out and in order, especially when it comes to the pods, seeds, all that kind of stuff, and make sure your lineup is optimal, which we'll go through all that here in just a little bit. Coming to you late on a Monday night. Wanted to get it out tonight, though. We had big storms come through here. Austin actually has been under tornado warnings a couple times. I doubt they got much practice in today if anybody was trying to do so. There are still destructive tornadoes in the Dallas, Fort Worth, South Texas area. Right now is a pretty good one, kind of headed towards Tyler, Texas, which is just east of kind of where Dallas is. And I used to live, a little bit west of that. But so hopefully thoughts and prayers, and hope everybody stays safe out there. If you are in the Texas area, southern Oklahoma, and then east of here, it's going to get this same system as it moves out. The positive will be no more rain or anything really for Austin the rest of the week. We will have some winds and stuff like that, but nothing like what we've been going through today in this area. Definitely worse down in Texas as far as the tornadoes go so far. Last week, Valspar, good week. Could have been great week. So close, especially when you're building. I've been stuck on this few lineups, 2 or 3 lineups a week. I've been doing well, just sticking to it. This week I will not with the match play. I always play it, especially do the MMEs a lot more, just because of the lack of people that build correctly, which we'll get to. It just gives you, definitely gives you free rake and much more. So I go a little bit more MME. But the Davis Riley call was good. Doc of the week. We've had several of those good ones here recently. I had good lineups. I just couldn't get the puzzle pieces together. The process was good. Player pool was good. I like Burns. I had him in the doubles with some of the Euro guys, but I didn't put him in the betting card. I did have him first round leader, so that was 35-1, but it was hit chopped 4 ways, I think. I have to verify that. I haven't updated all the betting stuff as of yet, but enough there that I liked it. DJ, definitely played DJ, which he was okay. Wasn't, great. And then played Brooks, finished strong. Mito was in one of my only 6-6. He finished strong. I had Nick Taylor there Sunday that just shot like a 80 or something. Kind of killed me. Actually, it was weird. It's a weird week that I kind of monitor this, but our listener league or any of the smaller 3-max stuff I play in, other listener leagues, whatnot. Both my best 5 of 6, which had Burns, and then my 6 of 6, all cashed in all of them. But I had both of them in the 555 also, but my 5 of 6 cashed in that one, and the 6 of 6 didn't. Now the 6 of 6 missed by like 2.5 points, but it's rare that in that scenario, most of the time the lower stuff I cash in, or most of the time the 555 I have a better chance at cashing just normal than below. It's kind of a weird week like that. Still was a little bit under breaking even on main slate. I did have a good round 3, I think it was. I did 2.5x, did well there. So a little bit of profit there on the weekend. Betting, I have to go see. Again, I've been focusing so much on getting this is a busy week as far as getting the stuff for the green machine, stuff in the background going. So I haven't recapped all the betting. I do know we hit the Burns deal. I'd imagine we at least broke even on the week. But I'll catch all that up as always. Shout outs, Fantasy MD, $250 into $3,127. Scotty Man took 12th place in a $12 single entry with a 5 of 6 for $275. Raven 1203, our boy, he took the Riley train and rode it $45 into $2,765. Hutchings 07, 15th place for $400. Kingway Neo, he had a great week again, and I think he may have top 10 either the $60 or the $40 that 3-week leaderboard deal they did. I think he was flirting with getting a top 10 on that extra, so a little bit of bonus money for him heading to this week and up on the Masters here in a couple weeks. Vinny 600, a fourth place finish for $400. I do know several people that were kind of wanting that Riley to win because it would have dropped the 10 points off of Burns, and a lot of our guys that seem like, because Riley was so low owned, definitely would have moved them up a lot more than the other way it happened. But either way, a lot of good money in there. Some people had some top 5, top 20s on Riley, had some Burns tickets in there. So good week, another solid week for us. We've been on a little bit of a good run here. I'm looking forward to it. Let's keep it going this week. This is a week we naturally, I've yet to not at least triple my total week since they've went to this format, and DK has, adopted it and roll with it. So we'll get into that in just a second. Promos, talked about it last week. Masters, 30% off any package, includes a 7-day risk-free trial. First place for sure is going to be whatever the big contest is for the PGA Championship. So I'm going to give this away probably the Monday after the Masters. So normally it's like a $555 or something like that. I'm going to give away a ticket into that. So if you upgrade or you become a new member, and this was basically starting March 1st and on, all the way through the end of the Masters, you'll be tossing that drawing. There's ways to get in that drawing for current members as well by rating and review on iTunes, subscribe on YouTube, like the videos, multiple ways to get in. We'll have our GC gift pack, including the Masters items. And then I'll have a third item I'm trying to confirm and wrap up. I'll announce that no later than last week. But well over $1,000 in giveaways for everybody that gets into these drawings, especially if you become a new member or upgrade. You get a double entry just by doing that. And then there'll be free ways like rate and review us on iTunes. Give us a review right now. That'll get you into the drawing as well. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Like this video in the comment section. Tell me who you think wins the bracket this week, and that'll get you a drawing in there as well. Listener League winner, and what I may do is kind of split those out to new sub, upgrade will be, some of the items, and then all the other stuff will be more of the items. But we'll definitely have plenty of giveaways for that, probably that Monday after the Masters. I guess what I've been doing is because you get the 7-day trial. Obviously, we want to make sure you stay a member. So I've been waiting 1 week after the Masters and then doing the drawing the Monday after that. So we'll update that date next week. But do all that stuff. You get in, easy to do. Become a member now. It's a great week to do it. Nobody has the match play covered, and nobody has the optimizer that we have out there, and how efficient it is. So it's a great week to come join us. Listener League is in the description. Quick turnaround again. So I kept it at 300, 500 to first place. Click that. I just did one of the bracket contest on PGA Tour. I created a Gups Corner League. You can search it, or that link is in the description as well. Click there. I'll probably do some prizes for first, second, third, something like that. We'll see how many people we get in that. That was fun last year as well. Last week's Listener League winner, Bam FS, a huge number. I didn't see him in Slack, so I wonder what all he won, but I know all the big contests I was in, including the 555, he would have ran away with it. 584 points. He had Burns, X, Woodland, Hadwin, Riley, and Mito. Shout out to Tambo. I saw he took second in the 555 last week. Good week for him. That's a heck of a lineup there by Bam. So I hope he had in some more stuff and continues to roll on to this week. Like I mentioned, we're at Austin Country Club in Austin, Texas. I went there 2 and 3 years ago, I believe. I didn't go last year. we just moved back and all that kind of stuff. So didn't make it last year. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy that tournament. I love the course. It's a beautiful walk, scenery and stuff in the morning. Go find you a nice group and go walk the whole course. If you're a first time goer, I would recommend doing that, and then pick your spots from there. But I would walk the course with a group or two, especially if you get there early in the morning. Some tremendous views out there. Par 71, 7100 Pete Dye course. The 9s are flipped for match play, so make sure if you're looking at something like that you are aware of that. Big pop bunkers, big undulation, hard to get even lies, especially holes 12 through 16, which are lowlands closest to the Colorado River. Bermuda greens, they will have overseed this time of year, much like TPC Sawgrass. Weather for the actual tournament looks fine. Maybe some wind will pick up here and there, but no rain. They are getting, they got a pretty good amount around today for sure, and probably not much practice. Probably be a little late starting tomorrow, depending on how much exact fell in Austin. I haven't seen. We set a couple of records in Oklahoma City, and even where I'm at, 1 day totals for this time of year. So we got a ton of rain. My backyard looks like a pond right now, but so we'll keep an eye on that. There won't be any more rain, so that's the good part. It's just going to be like how much has been down there. Is it soft? Is it not? A lot of this area, especially like west of me and south, has been in kind of a, not that much rain at all, kind of a drought. So I don't know if it'll soak it up and not pay that much attention. Being that we turn around Wednesday, maybe pay attention to that. We'll see. We should be able to hear more of that tomorrow. Obviously, there's no cut. There's no winning score number. It's just who's going to win the tournament. This moved here back in 2016. Winners since then, Jason Day, DJ, Bubba, Kisner, Billy Horschel. Runners-up, Scheffler, Kuchar, Kisner, Rahm, Usti. So obviously you can kind of see different kind. You get some power with Rahm, DJ, all around Day, Kisner, putt, short game type of deal, Kuchar, Usti, Scheffler, he can bang it off the tee as well, but he's been playing well, probably better than ever now. Even last year, but had a second place last year, so he'll be in contention this year. The most important thing this week is what probably we'll talk about here now and going forward. You can do all the models. You can try to predict that, but match play is just, it's going to be a little bit more anecdotal. Definitely, I do a match play book that I put out. Actually, I already put it out tonight. This is late Monday night, so it's out there. But the scoring, for a holes won, you get 3 points. Holes halved, you get 0.75. Holes lost, negative 0.75. Holes not played, 1 plus 1.6. And that's for the winners, obviously. Matches won, 5 points. Matches have 2 points. Streak of 3 consecutive holes won in a match. That's 1 per match. You can get that bonus. It's 5 points. So kind of like the birdie streak, but this way it's 3 holes won in a row. No holes lost in an entire match, plus 7.5. Again, those are things you can be impossible to predict, but that's how they score it. I don't believe we had any withdrawals last year on like that last day where, certain times you'd have guys, maybe if they're out of it, I don't think they just withdraw to withdraw. I remember last year we kind of talking about it. I'll research that a little bit, but I don't think that's a concern. Because if someone does like quit or withdraw, like theoretically that person that they're supposed to play would get all those points every hole. Holes not played, no hole. I mean, all that kind of stuff will come into consideration. So would be huge, but man, that's just stuff you can't predict. So I'm not worried about that too much. 2 years ago, and this has gotten a little better, but I'll be interested to see the numbers this year because I keep thinking the dead lineups is going to get like tremendously better. This is the most coverage DFS fantasies had, especially DraftKings. So if it doesn't come down a lot, I just think people are either they're running lineup building stuff that aren't building it correctly, or they fully don't comprehend, or what. I don't know. I really don't. But 2 years ago, which would have been actually 2019 because we didn't have the match play in 2020, 38% of the lineups built were dead. And what do I mean by dead? Meaning they didn't have 6 players in different mini pods. If you're for a sub, you know what I'm talking about there. I'm not going to go into too much explanations for. There's 8 mini pods if you want to think of like that, and 4 big pods. And then obviously you want a chance for, you'd want to have an opportunity to get 4 guys in your lineup to the final 4. Some people look at if you have that, you're okay. I consider it to be optimal that you would want 6 guys, all 6 guys, to have a chance to make the Elite 8. And then 4 of those 6 to make the final 4. Last year was closer to 32% in spots. So a little better, definitely, but it was still, can you imagine? We get excited when like a 5% guy withdraws right before, right after lock, and, almost pays for the rake. This is 30% of lineups. Are they dead in the sense that they can't absolutely win? No, not necessarily, because 4 or 6, to the Sweet 16 is normally pretty decent. Probably in the cash, something like that. If you get 4 out of your 6 to the Elite 8, you're most likely probably going to cash. You are going to cash. It would be hard for you not to, I think, just with the way everything works out. Because you can still, you can build optimally, but your optimally guys suck, right? But you just want to give yourself a chance to have. Every lineup I build is in our green machine. I know all 6 have a chance to make the Elite 8, and all 6 can make the Final 4. And that's what I want in every build. There's no other tournament on DraftKings, no other time of the year we get this much advantage over the field. So it's a great time to be a part of the membership and check that out. And all the members, go check that out. You can see all my all the stuff I've written about it and how we go about constructing and things and ways you can do that. Only 9 guys haven't played this since 2016, which is pretty good. Last year was a lot more. Salary ranges, they kept the same as last year: 7 in the 10K, 7 in the 9K, 10 in the 8K, 20 in the 7K, and 20 in the 6K. Obviously, they have to do that to try to balance out the way that the mini pods are. Sweet 16, still going to give 16 guys, just do it a little bit different. I got a fade, sleeper, a few gut fill plays, some betting numbers I like, and then we'll kind of wrap it up. This week's more about strategy talk, hopping in the GC Warrior Room Slack, talking through things, making sure people understand, how we're building. If you're building by hand, to make sure you understand. I put out an article earlier to ensure you know that, using our article pieces alone. So if you're not a MME builder or tourney builder, you don't have to have the green machine or anything like that. You can still build optimally by using the guidelines. It's interesting this year. There's several guys. I like most of the draws here. As far as I think it's going to be competitive matches, I don't see just a whole bunch of, these guys are locks to make Elite 8 or Final 4 or anything like that. There's some good places to take leverage spots. I think it'll be fun that way. The way I'm going to do it is kind of give right as we sit here, and this isn't going to really take into ownership, construction on getting the right pieces in place and still staying under the 50,000. I think that's where some people may mess up, is they don't want to leave money on the table because naturally you don't, but maybe you have to get that 6, the chance for 6 to be in there. So, the 116, for me, and I have the 16 pods of 4 guys. So you kind of think of, you get out of there and you're down to one mini bracket in a NCAA tournament. Projected, it would be Brooks versus Rahm, right? That's the 116. If everything went as, how they, the seeds are, I'm going to have Cam Young and Brooks out of there. I think Cam could be a little bit popular, but Rahm's still going to be, well talked about. Reed's, could do well here at any given time. And I don't mind Munoz. So, I think someone could come out of this deal as a sleeper and make a little run. Cam Young saves me some price or some chalk. You're going to eat some chalk here. There's only 64 guys, so you can slice and dice it any way you want to. But I like Young and Brooks. I love where Brooks is going right now. I've been flirting with going ahead and laying the 18. I was hoping if I can find a 20-1 on Brooks, I'm probably going to release it officially for the Masters. I think he's going to have a good chance to win it. So I like Brooks to come out of that. He's got some good competition there. HC3's been playing well. EVR has played here well. Lowry, Grinder, that kind of deal. So a lot of good. This whole AA bracket, that eight guys in the AA, if you're familiar with how I do my things over at the deal, I could see, one of the few where I could literally see all 8 really advancing. So a lot of options there. I'll go Young and Brooks. The 8-9, which would be DJ and Bryson if it was the 2 high seeds to come out. And then the winner of those 2 would go play Brooks and Rahm, hypothetically. I'm going to take DJ. I do like his draw here. I don't want to say he has the easiest of a top seed, but Homo could. Homo shows up at any given time. Mackenzie Hughes can get hot with the putter. We know Wolf's potential. We just hadn't seen it yet. But I do like DJ to get out of there. I will probably be playing some Bryson because I expect him to be very low owned. And he's kind of cheap. And obviously there's so much unknown that's why. But after that, I like Gooch, 7,700, good price. I can see DJ Gooch meeting up there in the Sweet 16. The 5-12 regions would be Scheffler and Billy Horschel if optimally or if the seeds came out. I will take Scheffler and Thomas Peters. I like Scheffler. I do think that's a tough draw. Fitzpatrick, Fleetwood, Poulter. It is my highest ranked pod strength. If you have the premium deal where I break down every single pod, it definitely is the strongest when you look at all four. And in pricing wise, I think it is the highest price total on the board. Yep. Highest price pod as well. When you add up all four, anytime you get Poulter as a $6,600 in this kind of event, it's a tough deal. Scheffler, I just like what he's been on. I'm wondering, my one thing for him is I don't know if I want to play a popular Scheffler at 11K, but I'm hoping that price just kind of sticker shocks some people and he winds up, not being as high on as we thought. Peter's just a guy I play a lot and I like him. I may have some Billy Ho. I don't know if he can roll it back to back like he did. A lot of it was with the putter last year. If you watched a lot of the golf, I don't hate Hoagie out of there either. I'll probably be light on Billy is where I'm safe to say and take some chances elsewhere. And I could see that whoever comes out of that survives that 5-pod Scheffler, Fitzpatrick, Fleetwood, Poulter being a favorite to go on to that would be the Elite 8 at that point after beating any of those in the 12 pod. So that's where I stand. 413 would be Cantley versus Berger if it all came out. I like Cantley, but I don't hate him and I don't hate Mitchell and I don't really hate Power. A lot of these guys are, for different reasons. I think Cantley may be a little low owned at that price. So I'm going to go there. Could easily see any of those four really getting out of it. Mitchell probably the lowest owned. Power's been on a little bit of a run and he's cheap, so guys may fall there. I like Hatton. I think Berger will be probably the most popular, under 10K there. Coming in really good form. I'll go Hatton there, 9,200. Done well in some match plays. I don't mind that at all. The 215, so we're jumping over to the other side now, would be Morikawa and Answer if it all came out. I'm gonna go Garcia and Harmon. Harmon's a guy I didn't necessarily pop off when I first was looking down him, but after breaking things down, I like those two to come out of there. I like Garcia. He lives there in Austin. Likes the place. He does well here. So let's flip over to the other. What's his last finishes here? Sorry, I got too many screens open. 18th, 30th, a 9, then 5-5. So the last 3 years, he's finished right outside the Elite 8, then right outside the Final Four. So, and I want to say before the 2018 one is when he actually moved to Austin. So I don't know how often he plays or anything like that, but I like him. I like Harmon. I think the course sets up well for him. He has had... What's his last finishes? So he's played twice. He finished one spot out of the Elite 8 and one spot out of the Final Four. So 2 times. Worst is 9th, which is right outside the Elite 8. So I like Harmon, $7,600. 710 would be Xander and Casey if it all fell out. I'm going to take Xander. I do think he's going to be, this is just early. Haven't got to listen to anything or do much today with everything else been going on. I do think he'll be one of the highest, if not the highest owned at 9,600. And the way that his draw is, I think could be perceived as one of the easier routes. But there's still some good guys. Finau just not playing as good. Herbert, Kanaya, 2 of the lowest price in the whole field. The bottoms, it can test you. I think any 4 of these could give Xander a toe-to-toe with Casey, Usti, Noren, Connors. I thought Noren, when I was kind of reviewing stuff last night and into this morning, would be popular, but with the draw, he may not be. So I'm going to go Noren, with Usti being right there, Casey being right there, and then Connors. I mean, he's not a bad option there either as the cheapest guy in that little 4-man. But I'm going to take X and Noren to come out of there. 6-11 would be JT and Spieth. I'm going to go Kisner and Spieth. This whole section, what I label DA in my bracket building stuff for you guys, the 6-11, I don't have a lot of confidence in much down here. JT will probably be popular, especially with how he finished last week. I mean, he didn't win it, but he was right there. It's been right there for a while. Kisner just plays this place great. He's been coming in good form. Leishman's a guy that I went back and forth between Kisner and Leishman. Really, I think List is a good cheap price guy to throw in your player pool if you're doing MMEs at $6,400. Spieth, you never know what you're going to get. I don't think he'll be too high owned, especially at that price at $8,900. So that's why I like him, because I think I can get a low price Spieth. Hope he gets hot with the Magic, and you don't have to worry about the big numbers here. Like if you get a double, triple, or whatever, pick up and move on. I do think Scott's playing really good golf, so I wouldn't mind him. And so is Keegan. And I was close to, I don't mind Rose as one of those cheap guys. If I'm starting to cut down my player pool, I don't mind hanging on to some Rose either. And then finally the 314, I'm going to go, it would be Victor and Neiman would be the top two out of here. And I'm going to go Zalatoris and Neiman. I like Zalatoris. That's no duh. Victor easily, he can win this whole thing. We know that, certainly. I just think I'm getting a $1,700 discount off of Victor for Zalatoris, which will help out in other places where I want to go a little bit higher priced. At the bottom, I really don't mind any of them. Neiman I like a lot. He's one of my highest rated players out overall. Henley is probably going to be somewhat popular. I think with his draw, he may not be, because people, if they're just building, they're going to go Hovland, they're going to go Zalatoris, maybe Neiman. If he'd had a different draw, I think he could have been a popular guy. He's always pops some models. He's he's one of those guys who can get hot with a putter, right, and get going. And this kind of atmosphere certainly could play to his deal. He's got mixed results here. One away from the lead 8, final 4, and then he's got a 52nd, a 42nd. So it's just kind of been hit or miss there. McNeely gets in late, which was early this morning when Burns decided to withdraw. One would think he may have got tipped off on that because he withdrew from the Punta Cana and chose that to go wait just in case someone did withdraw. But with the brackets this morning, they probably tell those guys, hey, if you're going to withdraw just because of the week, let us know early so we don't do all these brackets and stuff and then have to redo it. Either way, $6,200 for Mav. I don't hate that. Maybe be not kind of a forgotten guy in the field, a potential MME type guy. But I'm going to go Zalatoris and Neiman. So that gives you what would theoretically be my Sweet 16. And then we'd go from there. Every week I have a segment called Sweet 16. So if you're new, it's kind of sounds funny because next week we'll have Sweet 16, but I always do. Normally it's salary range driven. This week it's truly a Sweet 16. My fate of the week would probably be Morikawa. I was choosing between Morikawa and Rahm. If I was going to go pure fade here Monday, could change if things look different, but I think Morikawa will be higher owned because of the draw. I just looking at rankings, all that kind of stuff, perceived that he could have a pretty good path to, he'd wind up playing, if things played out, Xander to get to the Final Four. But Garcia, Kokrak, Bobby Mack, who did well here last year, got to give him credit there. Answer, Harmon, Webb, Bubba. I just think he'll be higher on. He'll be up there with Xander, in my opinion, and some of the ownership. And he's a guy I'm okay with fading. And I think Rahm can make a run. He's played well here. I don't think Morikawa's ever played here. I think he's one of the guys. This is his first time. And his game just hadn't been as strong. It's been a good fade for me lately. Last 2 weeks, he had a 68th and a missed cut. Yeah, he did play here last year. He got 56, so he didn't even make it out of his pod. I'm okay fading Morikawa. Sleeper of the week, I'm going to go Lee Westwood. $6,300. Is that right? Let me find him. Yeah, $6,300. He's in that where you got, Richard Bland, which probably rates out as one of the longest shot in the field to win. Bryson, who probably working just to try to find some kind of form heading to Augusta, and then Gooch. So I like just the draw, and he's played a ton of matches when you look over the history. However you want to look at it. I don't focus as much on the Ryder Cup and stuff like that because I think that's a whole different mindset, and you get best ball. You just have different deals, just true match play matches. He's a veteran there. If I get a Westwood DJ to meet up in the Sweet 16 and I'm guaranteed, one of those two to go on, I won't hate that. $6,300, $10K. If you kind of nail that, one wins. Now you got a guarantee. If you get both those in a lineup, that's fine with me. You're not going to have too many of those doubled up pods like that. You'd only have one at most if you're building the way that we talk about over at Gups Corner. But I don't mind Westwood at all. Good little sleeper. Should be super low owned, $6,300. Let's see how he's done here real quick, and then we'll kind of let's see if he's played here. I think he had to play last year. I actually think he's had some good finishes. That was one of the deal. Let's see. So last year he would have made it. He's almost made the Sweet 16. He's been one off the Sweet 16 twice, and then the other two times didn't make out his pod. So hit or miss there on that. But $6,300 going to be low owned. Again, that's why it's kind of a sleeper flyer, especially in a 64-man field. It's hard to pick one out. Gut feel play. So these are guys I like. Obviously, I picked someone else already to finish out of that 4-man, but you're going to give different options. I like Munoz. I talked about that. I don't mind going Munoz Young. Maybe fade Rom, bold, but if you hit it and he doesn't make it out of his pod, then you're probably way up on the field. I like Seamus Power. Like I said, I think I mentioned him a little bit earlier, but I picked Cantley out of that one. But Sung Jae's there as well. Because of that, you get Sung Jae and Cantley in the same. And Keith Mitchell's been on fire. I don't see Seamus getting any ownership. Could be a low-owned, good little play for some tournaments, MME play. I like Bubba. He's been flashing here, still is. Don't mind him at all. And then Henley, I kind of mentioned him earlier. I think if he'd have got a different pod, probably a little more popular than what he would be. So I like him this week. Betting top 5 that pop and 2 long shots provided by Monkey Knife Fight. Use the code GUPS, GUPS, dollar for dollar match up to $100. Link is in the description. My top 5 right now, I like Neiman 35-1, Willie Z 40, DJ 22, Sung Jae 40, Norin 55. 2 long shots I like. There's not too many long shots in this kind of field. Obviously, again, only 64. Munoz 125 and Cam Young 100. Go check out Prize Picks. That link is in the description as well. We've had a lot of success on it between NASCAR, UFC, NBA, golf. Be interested to see what they do this week with the match play setup for Prize Pick. It may just be pick winners of matches. But we've had great success there. A lot of people have signed up. It's active in the Slack over in the GC Warrior Room. GUP, get you a dollar for dollar match up to $100 on Prize Pick. Link is in the description as well. Same thing for Underdog. If you want to start getting ready for the big best balls, you can do that as well. Dollar for dollar match up to $100 with GUP. One and done favorites. WGC, so guaranteed money. Everybody gets paid. Pretty good pot. I'd probably start to kind of look where you are in segments. If you're one and done does the segments, if not, maybe you look to try to decide between maybe here and the Masters. I think it's okay to take chances here just because we've seen decent guys win here. Obviously DJ a few years ago, Day, and that time Day was up near the number 1 in the world. Rom's finished second. But you can take some like a mid-level chance this week and maybe it pays out, right? It's tougher to get through 5 rounds of match play as opposed to, I don't say it's tougher. It's just more volatile for that than the Masters, especially the Masters being the same course every year, stuff like that. So I think it's okay to go to like a Neiman, a Willie Z, a Russell Henley, a Lowry maybe, Sung Jae 40-1 type, those kind of Norin, those kind of guys I think are okay this week. I don't know. We'll see how all the schedule goes tomorrow. I want to try to do the traditional Wednesday pod tomorrow if it works out. But just in case I didn't, I wanted to mention those guys. Maybe Gooch is even right there. That mid pack, that 35 to 60-1. If you're looking at betting type odds, I think there's several guys in there you could take chances on for your one and done this week and pay out fine and guaranteed money. So you want to still try to get a winner, but maybe you save your big horse for the Masters or some of these majors coming up as well. Don't forget Masters, 30% off, 7-day free trial included in that. Sign up today. You get the first 7 days free. If you do a monthly, it'll get you all the way through the Masters Plus. UFC's been on fire, especially with betting, and they do price picks in there. NASCAR, everybody's starting to figure out those new cars. We had some green screens around. I wasn't as in tune this weekend because, spend time with kids and we had spring break and all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't in Slack on Saturday as much. But I was in there Sunday, most of the day talking to everything. We had golf, now the big boy NASCAR, the Cups there. So I love it. I love everything we got going on there. Come give us a tryout now. And again, that gets you into the drawing if you're a new member or an upgrade. If you want to upgrade, you GC guys and finally jump into the full site, you can upgrade as well. That gets you into the drawing. And then we'll have more drawings as well around the rate and review on iTunes, subscribe and like on YouTube. Appreciate all the help there. Appreciate the week. This is another, what are we? Shoot, it's 11 Eastern. So 24, about 35 hours from lock. So, a lot to happen tomorrow. This is a fun week, though. I really enjoy it. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.